Hey yo, I was on the plane with the wine. You could call me Whitley, I go to hell, man. Listen, the baddest in the school, the baddest in the game. Excuse me, honey, but nobody's in my lane. When you was in New York.
Hey YouTube fam, it's your girl Leah back again with another video. And today's video, as you saw from the title, is another human hair crochet review. And today's human hair crochet is from YWigs. It's their water deep wave human hair crochet. I have this hair in my head right now, and as you saw from the title, this is not an install. It's already been installed. This is a review. That doesn't mean it's a DIY, a tutorial, or how to. No, it's literally a review. Some of you guys know how to get a hair in your head, but you want to know, is it worth purchasing? Am I going to wear it for one day and it's going to go downhill? But I got you. I come on here and I wear the hair on its first day. I show you how it looks on the first day. Tell you about the install. Did it take long? Do I hate it even right after the install? How many packs I use? All that good stuff. Then I mosey on down to one weekend. I show you how it looks one weekend, telling you has it gone uphill or downhill in the matter of that week, and really what my nighttime routine has been like with the hair over that week. Then I mosey on down to the final day of me wearing that hair, which the last hair was 8 weeks, so 2 months of me wearing the hair. I come on however long I'm wearing the hair. Not every time is 2 months because I wouldn't have but 4 or 5 videos a year if that was the case. But I do wear hair for a long enough time to test it. Tell you overall, do I think it's water friendly, active friendly, whether I recommend you even try said hair. Now there are timestamps down below for those who may want to skip around and see different parts of today's video. But if you want to stay and watch the continuous flow, just keep watching to see my day one thoughts on this water deep wave hair from YWigs.
A few moments later.
So now coming on here for my day one thoughts on the water deep wave hair from YWigs. Like I say in my intro, this is not an install video. However, I do have one and I'll link it up above. That video was sponsored by YWigs. This video, however, is not. And I like to make that distinction just because when you work on a collaboration with the hair brand, the only thing that's a part of the partnership, the only thing they can use, the only thing they have a say in and approval over is that install. They have no approval over this video. I could take the hair out tomorrow and have fulfilled my contract, but I don't leave you guys hanging because I think we have too many times where you just see the install and you never see anything else. That market is covered. You know, that market and every other sector of life is covered, but I wear hair out, even if that means I can't wear anything else out for a few months. I wear it out as long as I can just to bring you guys the information that I can. So the install of this hair, going back over it briefly, you can skip to the 1 week if you watch that install because that was just today. Got the same dress on. That was filmed the same day. The rest of the video isn't filmed the same day. This is. And in that install, you saw me use 2 packs, roughly 2 packs. So this is all I have left of the second. I didn't crack open the half pack. They stopped sending me 3. After I stopped using 3, they were sending me 3 originally in my collaborations. Then they was like, she's only using 2. They might stop sending me the half. And then what? And then it's like, well, you said you could get away with less, honey. That's why, you know, I might have wanted to use a third for something else. You never know. But they sent me at 2.5. I was able to use 2. And this is not the original color, of course, that they sent it to me, and it's in its natural color. It's in its natural color, and it's 18 inches when they send it to me. However, I'm in a little crazy cool mood, so I just want to color some things. I've been having fun with colorings. Like, some person just asked me on my YWigs water wave hair video, or was it my YWigs deep, girl, the hair are coming together at this point. But one of my videos recently, she asked, can you color it? And I was like, I guess because I don't in some videos, y'all just think it can't be. Sometimes I just want a natural color. Like, I don't care to color it. But if y'all want a little color razzle, I colored my last YWig, which was that water curly hair. I didn't want to do all the hair again. I didn't want to have to leave out. I didn't want to do leave out again. So I decided, like, let's just do the ends. Let's do an ombre effect. Let's do a dark root, a 30. I just mixed colors together in a box too. I didn't even really have an idea in mind. I just had 2 different Clairol textures and tones boxes, or was it Cream of Nature? I can't even remember right now. I dyed it actually 3 weeks ago, just because I wanted to make sure it was pre-dyed. I have a busy September. My month is crazy for work in September, so I did it just one weekend. I knew I was going to install this hair in October, but I just was like, let me get this out of the way. So I dyed it 3 weeks ago. After I dyed it, I did shampoo, condition, and put a little bit of Chief Rocka by the Dew in it, and the B-Girl gel so that it was styled. Because what I've realized after my last video, that water curly install, I just washed it, conditioned it, and did nothing. That was a foolish mistake. That was a foolish mistake, and then came on camera and installed it. And I don't think you guys saw it in its best light in the install, unfortunately, because it didn't look, it looked that way on the install and it never looked that way again. I realized you gotta style, even if I wash it and it's not in my head, I still need to style it as if it is in my head. So that's why I put stuff on it so that my install didn't look crazy. And I think it has a nice little wave to it. It's a fullness, even for me to use. Again, almost 2. This is all I have left. And I'm probably going to use, honestly, when I turn this camera off, I might go to the bathroom, see if I have other spaces. I don't think I did. I think I filled it to the brim, but I just can't let loose hair just sit. So I might just pop, poop, poop, pop, poop, and we go on about the day. Now, install took me 1 hour, 30 minutes. My braid down was done yesterday by my girl Kish. She does it a phenomenal job. I told her what I wanted. I do have 12 braids going straight back. I installed this hair. Took me roughly myself about an hour 30 to install it. I did nothing different from top to bottom. Kind of pushed the crochet needle through, looped the hair twice, and voila, we got your girl sitting here right now, pre-noon. Excited to have hair in because I'm taking my mother out to dinner tonight, and I think this is a great, cute hair. It's lightweight, it's breathable, it does show the wave. Sometimes I get concerned, like when I see something on a flat lay, like in the pictures on the YWigs site, I'm like, how is that going to look different in my head? Like, is it going to look super different than the water curly I just had in? And it does. I think this hair has a element of wave to it and a bit more. I do say the 18 inches, it feels, I haven't cut it. It does feel shorter. Even if I was like to stretch it out, like it don't feel like it feels short, but maybe because the last hair I had in, I believe was a 20 or 20, maybe it was a 20 or 22. Was it? It felt longer. For some reason, that just felt longer. Now, as I said in my install video, the price of this, if you buy 2 packages of this hair at 18 inches, which is what I have in, 2 packages, about 200 strands come in that. That is $239. If you go for the 2.5 packs, which I notice has a fire emoji beside it, none of the other ones have fire emojis beside it. So I'm like, maybe that's the one that's the best selling. That's what most people get. I could see if you want, like, feel comfortable. Again, this is all I have left. So if you were only buying 2 packs, this is all you would have left. I just didn't need it. You know your own head. You know your circumference. You know how many braids you're doing. You know how full you want your hair. You know all these things about yourself. If you want 2.5, it'd be $291. And also be mindful that go by the strands, not what you feel. So I've seen people say, I don't feel like 2 packs is 200 strands. Count it. And if you feel like it's not 200 strands when you count it, again, it's roughly 200. So if it's 198, that still technically counts in their like theory on their site. So if it's 198, 198 strands or 200, if you counted it with your hand and you feel like you jip, it might take a moment, but I want you to feel comfortable in what you're buying. So again, 200 strands, less than 200 strands. I have maybe 184 strands in my head. I feel like this ain't 16. Child, close enough. Close enough. But yeah, overall, this has been my first day with the hair. I don't have a lot of thoughts. I like it. I think it's lightweight. I know I'm probably not going to wear 8 weeks just because we have holidays coming up. We have birthdays. I do need to dye my hair. I was looking at my last hair and I was like, my roots are rooting and I need to get back. I know I want to do a silk press too in the winter time since I haven't had my hair straightened in, a while. But I'll wear this hair next week and the following week. You'll see me for several weeks. So that's it for my day 1 thoughts. But I'll see you again next week for my 1 week thoughts. And hopefully I'm still liking it as much as I do now.
1 week later.
So now coming on here for my week 1 thoughts on this YWigs Water Deep Wave Human Hair Crochet. This is a mouthful to say, but I have to say, this is probably going to be the shortest portion of this video. I know the 1 week thoughts usually is the shortest portion and the beginning and the end are usually the longer pieces. But I don't have a lot of updates to give. Honestly, it's been a very low maintenance wear and week of wear with this hair. I haven't done anything, so I don't have a product to recommend at this point. I don't have a daytime routine to recommend. I've literally just pineappled my hair at night. That's pulling it all to the top of my head. I don't want to mess up my hair right now. I'm going to my best friend's baby shower in a moment and I have to drive 3 hours to get there, and I don't want to like spend any more time than I have to doing my hair. So I'll insert a clip if I can of me pineappling at a later date. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing it because it's been one of those hairs where I haven't had to spend a lot of time outside of taking out the bonnet and going. Like, that's all I've done this week, taking it out of the bonnet and going. Today's my first day actually using edge control too. I think Kesh does an amazing job with my braid down of somehow, like, I don't have as much leave out. My mom did my braid down for years and I love her. And I love her now. I love her for that. But it's different, when you have somebody who's special. My mom doesn't do this full time. She's my mom, and she's also, has a full-time job. She is not a braider. So the fact that she was able to do mine is just a testament to her having 3 daughters and having to know how to braid. But she doesn't need to know how to braid for anyone else because she's never done anyone else's hair other than her 3 daughters. Love her down, but I think the power of the good braid down, of not like having a lot of leave out and not having my edges like starting at the very tippy tip top of my head, has been incredible for the way my hair has performed. And I think it plays into my longevity with some of my hair too. My last hair I was able to wear for 8 weeks. I think having that solid braid down helped. Having a solid braid down does help in the longevity of wear. And again, because I only have like this little bit, today is my first day kind of really gelling it down, but it's been honestly nothing to do, nothing to worry about, no product. But I think that will change at some point because it's human hair. It's going to require a wash day at some point. Not to say I'm dreading, but I'm just like, what do I do? What do I do? It's a wave. Lia waves. My audience knows Lia waves, when it's synthetic, really have we butt heads. When it's human, I don't butt heads as much. But synthetic waves they don't love me. I might have cut like a bit of it, not too much, just around here, just for framing, but I haven't cut a significant chunk of this hair. This hair should look relatively similar to how it looked on day 1. But I have nothing more to share. I will have more to share during my final thoughts. That will be coming up right now.
Later.
So now coming on here for impromptu week 2 thoughts. I don't have my signage up because I was filming something else and I decided, let me just show them what it looks like week 2, because I think it looks very different than it did week 1 and day 1. I think it's important to show again how hair look all throughout the process. I will say week 2, just like with my last hair that I've tried from YWigs, that water curly, this hair I washed last night. So it was Friday, it's Saturday today, which is again on par with what I've been doing with my human hair. I've been washing it every 2 weeks, but I didn't expect the wash to yield such different looking results. I washed it the same way I did my water curly. I used my Miche shampoo. I used my Olaplex conditioner mixed in with the Giovanni Deeper Moisture Conditioner, Chief Rocka, and then the B-Girl Gel. That's what I've been doing more recently. I got the products. I'm going to use the product, but it doesn't look as wavy. I think it will get there in 2 more weeks. I think the way it looked during week 1 and day 1 is just, I don't know how it looks so different. It looks so different. I'm just so intrigued. In terms of nighttime, still have been pineappling though. I've pineappled from week 1 to now and will probably forever. Y'all know I love a good pineapple for a hairdo. That's my preferred style. But overall, loving how it looks during week 2. Now for real will be my final thoughts.
Later.
So now coming on here for my final thoughts on this YWigs Water Deep Wave hair. As you can see from the sign, it has been 4 weeks with this hair, and now it's time for me to finally do my first silk press of the season. It's November, we are getting cooler. My hair can actually withstand that, and I also need to dye my hair. So we're gonna actually see my hair silk press for the first time since March, and I think I've worn this hair. 4 weeks is a good enough time again to give my overall breakdown. It's 4 weeks, longer than most. Try searching for another 4-week review on the Water Deep Wave hair. I'll wait. I think it's been a a really good hair. I will say this is probably the most complimented hair that I've worn in a while, and it was shocking to me. Like, not to say again that I have had any misgivings with the hair. I really have enjoyed it. It's just that when I think it was that first week, I went to McDonald's. I have a normal ritual of going to McDonald's. If I go in office, I get me 2 hash browns, an oatmeal, and orange juice. And that's kind of my McDonald's breakfast. If I have to go in the office, I better have something on my tummy. And so I went there after I installed the hair that first week, and the lady at the register was like, "I love your hair." Then I went back the next week, same lady. I guess she didn't, of course, I'm not a regular, I would think. She probably can't remember every face, but the next week, "I love your hair." And I'm like, okay. And then I went to work, and that first week, "I love your hair." So I got compliments again from coworkers. I got compliments at restaurants. I got compliments here and there. I got a compliment on my install video. If you've watched my install video, it's already up at this point. Somebody said, "This is the best hair yet that you've tried." And I was like, okay. To me, I like it, but I was like, the best hair, the most complimented hair. I didn't know it was all that. I didn't know it was all that. I was like, are people, sometimes when you do something different to a hair, that also draws eyes. So the fact that I colored it in a different way, like versus not coloring it or whatever I do with some of my other hair, I was like, I hope people aren't more drawn to the ombre than they are to the hair itself. Like, I hope you guys are realizing, like, all I did was color the ends. I don't color the ends of all my hair because I want things to look different. The water wave that I had and the water curly that I have look different than the loose deep that I have by YWigs. I was like, I just want to make sure it's not just the ombre that y'all are liking. Are y'all liking the actual texture, or is it the ombre? If you, somebody out there who was like, yes, I love this hair, are you more attracted to the ombre nature of it, or the texture itself, the curl integrity of it itself? I'm just curious what's drawing your eye to this hair versus any other hair that I've tried. But as far as maintenance, pineappling. Just pineappling it at night. Nothing too fancy with it. I washed it during the second week, so I had a second week's thoughts. I think I did something different. I recall that I filmed a second week's thoughts when I don't normally film a second week's thoughts, and that was right after washing. And I wanted to show you because I think it looked very different than it looked on its first day. Washing a hair does change the hair. It is part of the maintenance. You're going to have to wash it. If you want to wear it more than 2 weeks, wash the hair. So know that you're going to have to wash the hair. Use your products wisely, and I think you can get good maintenance. And I haven't washed it or did anything else since that 2 weeks thought. So people who are like, what's the maintenance? I just laid it out. I washed it 2 weeks ago. Haven't done anything. Haven't put a product day to day. I'm looking at my product shelf. Nope. Not an oil, not a leave-in conditioner, not a humidity spray, not a gel, not a mousse, not a nothing. Not a, Hawaiian Silky 14-in-1, not a nothing. So, yeah, I washed it and I just pineapple at night and I wake up in the morning and I go. I'm not detangling. In reality, if I was going to wear it past this, because I washed it 2 weeks ago, it'd be time to wash it again right now. If I wasn't taking it out, it'd be time to wash it again right now. But I'm taking it out, so I think it needs to be on an every 2 week washing schedule to be able to again get the curls and the hair that you like, and it feels soft. It feels so soft. For me not to have put anything in there, it still feels extremely soft, and I love that about this hair. Overall, do I think it's water friendly? I don't love water hair. I don't like human hair from beaches. Like, you're never going to get me to change my opinion on that. I've been saying the same thing for the last umpteenth years that I've had this channel. I don't ever want a human hair situation in a water. I'm not going to take this to the beach with me. I prefer a synthetic. My preference will always be synthetic. There's nothing that's going to ever change my preference. Or, maybe there is, maybe in the future. But at this point, because I like to actually touch water, I would not do this. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do a quick weave. I wouldn't do a sew-in. I would do synthetic crochet hair. Active friendly. I liked it. I've just recently started. Let me not act like I'm an active girl. I've taken Pilates this week and last week. I've taken pickleball lessons. I took it last week. I'll take it this week again. I have it tomorrow. That's not super active. Like, I'm not going to the gym 5 times a week, but I think you could. I think most of the human hair I've tried, though, you could. I'm just not that active girl. I live a very sedentary life, and I have now just started introducing a few things into my regimen. Maybe catch me again in a year and I have another active friendly crochet hair video. In terms of the removal, I'm not going to take it down today, nor am I taking it down tomorrow. I'm taking it down sometime before my next hair appointment. My hair appointment is Thursday afternoon. I only film on Saturdays. So yes, it's not my actual final day. I'm taking out a few days from now, but I'm taking out sometime before my hair appointment. I don't know when, because again, it's a tricky thing when you make a hair appointment for a Thursday when you have to go in office, and I'm like, well, I need this hair for office. I need this hair for that. I have a career fair event on Tuesday, so I have to 100% look like this on Tuesday. When am I going to take the hair out? Future me will take the hair out, and future me is debating on how I'm going to film the process of me taking the hair out. I'm thinking I might do a separate whole dedicated video, because sometimes you guys ask me, do you have a video of you taking the hair out? Video of you taking the hair out? Video of you taking the hair out? And I'm like, I do it in every review video. So if you just watch the review video of water curly or water wave or loose deep wave or tight curly or all of those, there's a section in that overall video where I'm taking the hair down. But do I have an overarching video of me just taking it down? No. So maybe I'll just make it now. So right now I'm probably inserting maybe a clip. I don't know what I'm going to do. Future me is going to determine what I do. But either there's a clip of me taking it down that will direct you to up above a video of me taking it down, or I'll insert a tip of the takedown. Again, it just depends on how my week goes. The trouble with not being a full-time creator is that I have to juggle life around what I do, and sometimes life and what I do kind of merge in a silly and unique way. But the hair will come out of my head. Some people always mention finding the braid and taking the hair out. That's the trouble, is finding the braid, finding the end of the braid and start taking the hair out. And they're like, oh, the hair will just fall out. The hair will just fall out. I think easier said than done. Last braid down, I didn't do that because I was reusing the braid pattern. And I might need to reuse the braid pattern too, because I might need to put a wig on. You know, if I'm taking it out midweek, I still have a week to live. I might need to put a wig on. So taking down that braid pattern might not be what I can do. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes I do throw on a wig to get me through to the weekend till I can get my hair redone. So just getting the hair out. Sometimes you see me take the hair out, but I'm slapping on a wig. So taking the braids down isn't always an option for me, because I want that braid pattern to be used for another transitional week, or where I want to, wear a half wig, or I want to do something else. I just want to get longevity or a little bit more wear to push me through. So that, I hope, explains why I don't always just take down the braid. And I don't think it's as easy as maybe you would think, especially with human hair. But overall, those are my thoughts. I like this hair. I recommend this hair. I've liked the color. I've liked the compliments that I've gotten on it. I love that the streets love me in it. It beefs up my head a bit. I do have a video where I'm ranking the hair that I've tried from YWigs, and I had ranked it at the time of me wearing this hair for 2 weeks. I don't think that video changes in any way. I think it's still number 3 for me. I still think I like the water curly. I think I like the water wave. And then I like this one as my third, but it's a strong third. Like I said in that video, it's not a third meaning, oh my God, I hate it so much. It's a third because I've had a lot of strong performers. It's like you asking me to choose between Delina Exclusive, Baccarat Rouge, and Valaya Exclusive. Like, those are my favorite fragrances. It's hard for me to do 1, 2, 3 because they're all good. I want them all. I will repurchase them all. That type of a thing. So that was today's video. I hope it was helpful. And if it was, give today's video a big thumbs up. Even if it was not, still give it a big thumbs up. We want all the love and support over here on this channel, as well as we want you to subscribe so you don't miss a thing we do over here, and have that notification bell on so you're alerted when we do new things over here. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at Lia Lavon 89 to keep up with my shenanigans in real time. TikTok at Lia Lavon, which is a few more shenanigans in a bit more real time. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.